Today, we're going to practice just some light stretching and a little bit of breath work meditation to help you just kind of release any tension that you may have built up already this morning, or some tension maybe that you have never let go. It's important for us to take a few minutes every day for ourselves so that we can just open everything up in our body and our mind so that we can be more productive at work and in life practice. So we'll begin by sitting up nice and tall, your sit bones to the mat, the floor, or a chair, lengthening your spine, crown to the ceiling, head stacked over heart, heart stacked over hips, and eyes soft or closed. And let's begin by taking in a deep inhale through our nose, really filling up our belly, our mid-chest, and our upper chest. And then exhaling, slowly bringing the collarbones down, side ribs in, and navel to the back of the spine. We'll do that a couple of more times, a couple of long, deep, intentional deep breathing. And as you're breathing, I invite you to just notice how that feels in your body. Where are you holding on? Are you clenching your jaw? Is your tongue stuck to the roof of your mouth? Are you shrugging your shoulders close to your ears? Each time you exhale, allow your body and mind to soften just a little bit more. And here I invite you to let the thoughts that are coming through just sit there on the side. Perhaps all these thoughts are colorful stick notes, the sticky notes. Sticking them to the wall and allowing them just to wait there for you while you continue your practice. Right here, right now, in the present moment. Breathing through the practice, if you notice that you've run away with a thought, noticing your intentional, dark, long, deep breathing. And here, taking a deep inhale through your nose and suspending your breath. And this time, opening your mouth wide and sighing it all out, releasing, feeling softer or lighter. We'll begin with some exercises, some stretches, and gentle movements. The practice of yoga, the actual asana practice, the movement practice, is all gearing us up to get prepared for our deep meditation. So keeping your hands on your knees, navel squeezed to the back of the thigh, let's just do some corkscrews, gentle movements, making sure your hips and sit bones stick to the floor, the mat, the chair, whatever surface you're sitting on. Making sure that the navel is kissing the back of the spine to protect your low back. Just doing a couple of these rotations and just seeing how it feels, loosening up our hips and our low back. It's a good exercise to do if you were sitting most of the morning. Just to release, getting the blood to flow. And then gently reversing the direction of the rotation, reminding you to squeeze your navel to the back of the spine. Head and neck follow the rest of the spine. Just imagine or think that you have a rod tied to taped to the back of your spine, and including your head and neck. And so everything follows. Breathing through this practice, we tend to hold our breath when we're concentrating. So notice and breathe. And then gently coming back to a center, nice long spine, Taking a deep inhale, open mouth, sighing it out. Let's reach our arms up to the ceiling. We're going to clasp our hands, palms facing to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, and then exhale, leaning to one side, getting a nice side body stretch, trying to keep the hip sit bone on the left side or the opposite side down, whichever side you're on. Breathing through, just imagining the muscles in between the rib cage, expanding and contracting on the inhale and the exhale. And then inhale, coming back up. Exhale, leaning to the opposite side. Again, making sure your sit bones and hips are pressing to the seat of the surface you're on. Opening up the side ribs, breathing through the side body. Getting a nice stretch, perhaps even in the shoulder area. Inhaling your arms back up. Exhaling, releasing, letting your hands fall wherever they fall. And here we'll just do some shoulder movements. Inhaling your shoulders up, forward, and down. Let's just do a few of these. Again, releasing your jaw, releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, and breathe. Inhaling up, perhaps exhaling as you're bringing your shoulders down. You can keep your eyes soft or closed throughout the practice, opening just perhaps to see me guiding you through the practice. To allow yourself to move deeper into the practice. To give yourself permission to stay here in the present moment. And then gently reverse the direction of the rotation you were going in. Up, back, and down if you were doing forward the first time. Inhaling up, exhaling down, bringing the shoulder blades down. Squeezing the shoulder blades and then drawing them down your back when you go down. Inhaling, exhaling. Again, releasing anywhere you're holding on to each time you exhale, feeling softer and lighter. Good, let's just do one more. And release. Here we will take our legs out in front of us. Flex our feet, toes pointing up, hands to your side. We're going to flex our toes and point our toes. So a little dynamic motion here. Low back pain, hip pain. It starts in our feet and our ankles. So perhaps throughout the day, if you can remember, you can do this sitting in your chair, flex and point your toes. Noticing how this feels, moving up your legs on the fronts and the backs, perhaps. Let's do one more of each. And then coming to neutral. So here we're going to open our feet, rotate our legs outwards, and then rotate them inwards, bringing the big toes to touch. So you might want to spread your legs out a little bit. Open and close. Working on our hips. The rotation, internal rotation, this is external, and this is internal rotation of the hips. So when we're sitting throughout the day, our hips are rotated externally this way. So doing this toe touch will help open up the outside of your hips. And perhaps throughout the day, if you can remember, perhaps bringing your knees to kiss and your toes to kiss when you're sitting in the chair for just a little while, to give yourself a little bit of a stretch on the outer part of your hips. Let's do one more. And then bring your feet back to neutral. Bringing your legs close together, bending one leg, holding the thigh, and then just rotating your ankle here. Now, rather than rounding your back, I invite you to lengthen your crown, head stacked over heart, and heart stacked over hips. keeping the spine nice and long, squeezing your navel to the back of the spine. And now gently reverse the direction of the rotation. Believe me, your back and your hips will be happy that we worked your feet and ankles today. And then gently release, and then you can let that leg down and then reach for the opposite leg and hold that thigh, clasping the hands behind and then rotating the ankle and foot in one direction. Not forgetting to breathe through this practice, and then gently reversing the direction of the rotation. And notice how this side feels versus the other side. Is it easier to rotate? Does it feel tighter? Good. And then bringing your foot back to neutral, leg back to neutral. Bending your knees, and let's just do a little windshield wiper action here. Taking your feet out wide, if you're on a mat, about as wide as the mat. If not, just taking your feet out further than your hips. And then just rocking your knees side to side, called hammock. Just getting that internal and external rotation of the hips again, and perhaps a little bit of a twist in your low back. And then slowly come lying onto your back, knees up. Crossing the right leg over the left thigh, and then lifting up the left leg, clasping your hands around the left thigh, and then holding it here, getting a nice stretch in the outside of our hip and our glutes. The closer you bring your left leg and your right leg towards your chest, the more of a stretch you get in that hip and thigh, perhaps even in the hamstring. Just notice where you feel it. And breathing through this practice. These exercises opening up the hips will lengthen your muscles in these areas, because sitting in a chair shortens our muscles in our legs, thus giving us tightness and discomfort, and even causing mental stress from the tension in our body. Breathing through the practice. And then gently bringing that left leg down, releasing the hands, uncrossing the legs, arms down by your side, just doing a little bit of windshield wiper. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Crossing the opposite leg, for me will be the left. Hugging that right thigh, clasping your hands, and then pulling your legs in close towards your chest and belly, getting a deep stretch. And I invite you to move just a little bit past your comfort zone, past that Goldilocks spot, just to make a little bit of a change. Lengthening that area just a little bit more. And if your shoulders are up away from the mat and they're close to your ears, draw your shoulders down away from the ears, down onto the mat. Breathing through this practice again. Noticing how this feels on this side. And honoring your body for allowing you to do whatever you can do today. Meeting your body and mind where it is today. Gently bringing that right foot down to the mat, uncrossing your leg and doing a little windshield wiper. And here, hugging your knees to your chest, holding it here in static or rocking side to side, whatever feels good for you. And you can either roll to your side or rock up and down and come to a comfortable seated position. Another area where we tend to hold tension is in our shoulder girdle. So here we'll do some shoulder stretches. So taking your arms out into goalposts, we're going to open our arms out, proud chest, taking the shoulders and elbows behind us. Inhale. Exhale, bringing your arms together as if you're going to clap. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Moving at the pace that your breath and body allow you to move. Always remember, I'm here to guide you, not to rush you. Really opening up the chest. We tend to round our back, round our shoulders forward, and our chest becomes tight. We'll start having tension in the neck from that, and even upper back pain. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Gently bringing your hands down to your knees and just doing a couple of shoulder rolls forward and backwards. Good. Let's do another shoulder opener, eagle arms. So taking your right arm, making it about 90 degrees, bringing it right in front of you, sweeping the left arm and elbow underneath. Your hands can touch, or if they don't, that's okay. And then reaching your elbows up to about eye level if you can. The higher you lift your elbows, the more of a stretch you get between the shoulder blades. Holding it here, breathing. The same long, deep breathing we started off with our practice today. And then taking in a deep inhale. Exhale and gently, very slowly unwind. Don't rush. Putting our body into these positions can cause tension if we're not careful. So trying to prevent that tension. Let's do the other side. Taking the left arm in 90 degrees, sweeping the right arm underneath it, and then lifting your arms up. Elbows to about eye level, or if not higher. Just notice where you feel good. Opening up the space between the shoulder blades. Breathing into those spaces that you're opening up, allowing them to stay open once you've released the pose. Taking in a deep inhale and exhale, and very slowly, mindfully release. Taking your hands down onto your knees and then just doing some shoulder rolls forward and backwards. Let's do one more move before we go into our breathing meditation. Coming onto all fours. If your knees don't like to be on the ground, you can roll up the mat, place a blanket or something underneath your knees. Give that a little support. We'll just do a couple of cat-cows. Swaying the belly down, lifting the head and chin up slightly, tailbone up. Inhale. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the chin in. Just doing a few of these cat-cows, inhaling in cow, exhaling in cat at your own pace. Gently opening up the entire spine. Keeping our spine healthy is what keeps us young. And also, it keeps our energy centers open. This is where our nerve pathways move and live. The messages move through the nerve pathways. So we want to get rid of any kinks that we may have along the way. Like a kink in the hose, the water can't get through, and perhaps the water is the message. And then coming to a neutral spine, taking a deep inhale. Open mouth exhale. And then gently making your way to a comfortable seated position, whatever that may be for you. You also have the option, there are options for you to lie down on your back for this breathing meditation. Whatever you feel like, this is your practice. We'll begin by doing right nostril breathing. Taking your left hand, placing it in an L shape, gently placing the left thumb underneath the left nostril. Your right hand can just rest on your knee, or if you want to do a meditative pose, Jnana Mudra, index finger touching the thumb. And here, keeping your eyes soft or closed, spine nice and long, we'll do the same long, deep breathing that we did at the beginning of the practice, filling up the belly, the mid chest, and the upper chest, and breathing only through your right nostril. Continue breathing, and as you're breathing, I'll explain. The breathing of the right nostril through the right nostril is your solar energy, your sun breath. It warms your body, it energizes you, it brings that focus and mental clarity, a little boost of energy. Perhaps next time you feel like reaching for another cup of caffeine to give you a jump start, try a little bit of right nostril breathing. And here, taking in a deep inhale, releasing the left nostril, suspending your breath, open your mouth and sigh it out. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Right hand in L shape, resting the right thumb underneath the right nostril, lengthening your spine. Left hand in meditative pose, Jnana Mudra if you want, or just resting on your knee. Your choice, your practice. Beginning to breathe long and deep through the left nostril. Left nostril breathing is your lunar breath, your moon energy. It cools your body. It brings mental clarity and focus and brings calm. It stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest. So breathing through each nostril individually helps balance the temperature in your body, helps balance your nervous system, and most importantly, helps balance your mood and energy. This is a great way to try to fall asleep at night if you have trouble falling asleep, lying on your right side and closing your right nostril off and breathing through the left nostril for a few minutes. You'll start to move into a groggy state. And then you can flip onto your back and fall fast asleep. And then taking in a deep inhale through the left nostril, releasing the right nostril, suspending the breath, open mouth and sigh it out. Good. This next exercise, we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. This is what balances the brain hemispheres and balances everything, our mood, our nervous system, everything in our body. So taking your right hand, thumb placed underneath the right nostril, we're going to inhale through the left nostril. Suspend your breath, release the right nostril, cover the left nostril with the right index finger, and exhale through the right nostril. Now inhale through the right nostril, cover the right nostril with the thumb, release the left nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left, cover the left, release the right, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, cover the right, release the left, exhale through the left. Continue doing this, always breathing back in through the nostril that finished breathing out. And when you're ready, releasing the nostrils, taking in a deep inhale through both nostrils and suspend your breath. Open your mouth and sigh it out. I invite you to sit right here in this position and breathe long and deep, just like we did in the beginning of the practice. Inhaling through the nose, filling up the belly, the mid-chest, and the upper chest. And then exhaling through the nose, dropping the collarbones down, squeezing the side ribs in, and then bringing the navel inward and upward towards the back of the spine. Continue this practice of long, deep breathing, trying to be as still as possible in your body, other than the breathing, the chest, belly moving up and down. And trying your best to keep your mind still, not allowing yourself to go see those Post-it notes that are on the wall, your thoughts that we've decided are in all colors, waiting patiently for you on the wall. Now you may choose to sit in this position and continue to linger and breathe long and deep. Or you may choose to go ahead and lie on your back, making yourself as comfortable as you can. Arms down by your side, palms facing down if you feel like you need to be grounded, or facing up if you feel like you need to receive. Your legs out long, feet flopped to the side. And if you're sitting, continue to breathe long and deep and move deeper into your practice by just noticing the breath moving in and out of your nose. If you're lying, notice your chest and belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Each time you breathe in, you're expanding your body, inviting new opportunities. And each time you exhale, you're allowing all those things that no longer serve you to exit and leave, giving more space for the new, cleaning out the old. Now here, taking in a deep inhale, and suspend your breath, then open your mouth and sigh it out. If you were lying down, I invite you to hug your knees to your chest and roll to your favorite side, using the crook of your elbow as a pillow. If you are already seated, then continue to breathe at your normal pace, eyes soft or closed. And gently coming and pushing yourself up if you were lying on your side. And keeping your eyes soft or closed, and here taking another deep inhale. Open mouth exhale. Reaching your arms up to the ceiling, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, bringing your palms together in front of your heart center. First, bowing to yourself, giving yourself love and gratitude for allowing yourself to have time to practice in order to reset and reconnect. Your palms to your forehead for loving and kind thoughts, and to your lips for loving and kind words. Back to your beautiful heart center for an open heart chakra to give, but most importantly, receive love. Namaste. And thank you for joining me today in the practice.